Sorry, got cut off again. The 60-degree reference angle tangent came out to root 3. So it's got to be a 60-degree reference angle in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. So for quadrant 1, that angle would just be 60 degrees. Quadrant 3, we'd have to add it to 180, which would give us 240 degrees. Converting that into radians, I feel another sneeze coming. 60 into 180 goes in there 3 times, so radians it'll be pi thirds, pi over 3, and 240 is 60 times 4, so this would be 4 pi over 3. I'm going to start some of the homework. I might do all of it, I don't know yet, but time is typically an issue, and I don't want you to have to watch an hour of videos of me doing problems. So watch as much of this as you'd like, me going through the homework. It's going to go a little bit quicker. Evaluate for when the sine is positive root 2 over 2. Obviously, it's got to be one of those 45-degree reference angles. When sine is positive, that happens in, let's see, sine is y is positive in quadrants 1 and quadrant 2. So 45-degree reference angle in quadrant 1 would be 45 degrees, and in quadrant 2 we'd subtract it from 180, so it gives us 135 degrees. So 45s are always in fourths, so 45 degrees is 1/4 of 180, so it'd be pi over 4. And 45 times 3 gives you 135, so that would be 3 pi fourths. Now you could easily get this if you just had a completely filled out unit circle and it had it labeled with degrees and radians. Oh my goodness, would that make it easy? But I'm operating under the assumption you're not given the unit circle, and you could complete the unit circle on your own, but I want you to be able to do it without the unit circle, ideally. Number 2, when is the tangent equal to 1? So our x's and y's have to be the exact same thing for the tangent to be 1. The only way that happens is when you have the positive or negative root 2's, and they have to both be the same. Right? So that only happens in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. That would be when they're both negative. Quadrant 1 would be when they're both positive. That's a 45-degree reference angle in those quadrants. So in quadrant 1, that would be 45 degrees. In quadrant 3, we'd have to add 180 plus 45, which gives us 225 degrees. We also have to get it in radians. So 45 is 1/4. 45 times 5 gives you 225, so this would be 5 pi over 4. Cool. When is the cosine equal to negative 1/2? Cosine is our x coordinate, so when does x equal negative 1/2? Well, let's figure out the reference angle. When could I have one finger on the left? That would be with our pointer finger down, which is a 60-degree reference angle. But when is cosine negative? Again, cosine is the x. So that's negative in quadrants 2 and quadrant 3. So, well, let's see. The 60-degree reference angle in quadrant 2, we would have to do 180 minus 60, which is 120 degrees. For quadrant 3, we'd have to do 180 plus 60, which is 240 degrees. So 120 degrees, 240 degrees. Let's remember that 60 degrees is 1/3 of 180. So 120 would be 2/3 of that. So 2 pi over 3. I'm running out of time, so I'll start the next one.